What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. I wanted to talk a little bit about valve bodies today. Reverse manual valve bodies in particular. Just got my trans back together. I'm about ready to put it in, and I thought this would be a good time to talk about them. The reverse manual valve body, a lot of manufacturers make them. This is a Cope Racing transmission. I know back in the day, Turbo Action Cheetah valve body, I think, was the first one to be made for Chrysler transmissions. I think a lot of guys maybe don't realize this, but that actually doesn't have your low band apply when you put it down into manual low. It's one of the issues, I think, that makes that an inferior valve body. When you do not apply that low reverse band in low first, you're relying on the sprag to do all the holding power in first gear. So you're putting a lot of load on that sprag, and sprags are known to explode from time to time. They can fail. So that is one thing that you want to research before you just go throwing a valve body in your car. Chrysler designed even the OE valve bodies that when you drop the shifter all the way down into manual low, it was going to apply this rear band. And there's a reason for that. Usually if you're dropping that thing all the way down into low, you're in a situation where you're either towing and you're trying to pull out and you need that extra holding power, or you're going to launch the car. You're in a drag race, or you're doing a burnout or something where you're giving it full throttle. You want all the holding power you can get. So it's a good idea to research and make sure that valve body that you're going to put in actually applies that low reverse band and holds that drum, and the sprag's not doing all the work. The other thing is just some of the internal components here, and I'm going to pull the camera over here now. I'm going to take a look at some of these internal parts, and in my opinion, the ones that need to be upgraded when you're going to a reverse manual valve body. First, we're going to look at this low reverse servo. When you put a reverse manual valve body in, it's going to increase your line pressure. Mine's going to go to 200 psi, and this is your factory low reverse servo piston. It's cast aluminum. They are known to crack under all that psi of line pressure. And also, I did have a Transgo shift kit in this, and it came with this heavier than stock return spring. But that also poses a problem because it can bend your retainer at the top, because it's just kind of a flimsy piece of stamped steel. I upgraded to a Cope Racing transmission. The rear, it's the low reverse servo piston kit. It's a billet aluminum piston, an even heavier spring than that Transgo, and a heavy duty retainer. It's a lot beefier than this little stock thing. Then also, you got your second gear accumulator. This is a billet aluminum piece. There is a dual sealing ring at the bottom of the, and then dual sealing ring at the top. So it can, I'm assuming so it can seal under high PSI like from a manual valve body. You got your second gear servo, which that's an A&A piece. That also on that lower piston has dual sealing rings on the bottom and top. We got a billet steel second gear lever, and then also very, very important, this band strut for second gear. The factory one is definitely known to bend. It's just a thin little piece of metal. I mean, I've bent one already, and I was just running like 100 psi in that Transgo valve body, so it's definitely not going to hold up to 200 psi. And then also, even your band is something that you're going to want to look at. These anchor points are just riveted on factory bands. This in here I got is a welded band. So these anchor points are actually fully welded on there where the adjuster goes and everything. So you don't have a band failure, because that can happen. That's a lot of holding pressure. When you got 200 PSI squeezing that band, you can pop one of them right off. So we'll take a look at the valve body here. All right, so visually it looks like a good looking valve body. It was packaged nice and clean. All laser etched here. They are just basically like a remanufactured original valve body, because I'm going to be sending an old one back as a core. But they put this nice new separator plate in, and they do modifications in the circuits to speed up the shifts. Obviously the throttle kick down is no longer here because this is a manual valve body. And then there's a heavier spring in there for the line pressure. That's how they get that 200 PSI. So I think that's about it for the internals, what in my opinion are pretty crucial to upgrade if you're going to a manual valve body. We'll talk a little bit about the Transgo one that I had in. All right, so if you're not ready to take the plunge and go full manual with a reverse manual valve body, there are other options. In my Yellow Duster, I got it's a stock valve body that's modified with a Transgo TF2 kit. It's actually a really nice kit. It's priced really reasonable. I've had it in the car for like 10 years. Thing works great. Positive, firm shifts. It came with a heavier spring for that low reverse servo. It's to turn first gear off quicker, because second gear comes in that fast that it would overlap. It also comes with that heavier line pressure regulator valve spring. It boosts up line pressure to about 100 PSI with that one. But because the kit doesn't come with the stronger retaining ring retainer for low reverse, I think that's the reason why they kept it at 100. They didn't want to bend that retainer out. And it also comes with a new manual valve. So it circulates fluid in park, like through the cooler, which is a really nice feature. I really like the valve body. But it's time for me to go full manual. I want that reverse pattern. So if you're not ready for it, I would highly recommend that Transgo kit. So just a short little video talking about the valve bodies. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully somebody got some type of information out of it that would be useful. I know a lot of the older guys probably know all this stuff already, but there's a few newer young guys getting into the hobby. So I'll catch you next time.